Hello my scrapping friends, and welcome to Creating Your Memories. I'm here today to do another tutorial, and today I would like to show you a layout that you can create using the cruise ship. The cruise ship punch came out when Creative Memories had a promo going on, and it was called Boat Life, and you got some matte cards with some embellishments like a variety matte pack thing, and also you got the cruise ship punch and 6 designer papers, which was Boat Life. So today I'm not using the Boat Life paper that came with the punch. I'm using Coastal Shores, and that came out last year, I think it was. The only thing available left now is with the Coastal Shores is the variety mats and the sticker pack. But if you go through your stash, you'll be able to find other collection that Creative Memories have brought out, you know, using their coastal theme sort of thing, and then you can combine the cruise ship, well, the boat punch, with any of those collections, which will blend nicely. So as you can see here, I've used the Coastal Shores. And I've used the Coastal Shore stickers, the matte pack, the variety matte pack here, and the punch. And this is the paper, one of the papers from the Fab 2, which also came in like a 6 paper design, and you had like a feature on one side and a neutral color on the reverse. So I've created this layout, and I'm going to show you how I did that today. But first of all, this is one of the ones that I've done. So as you can see, it's punched out in a circle using our Jumbo Circle and then using the punch. So with this, so I've done exactly the same thing on this page layout that I've shown you today. These are the little stickers that I've used. So with this one here, I've used the 6x4 variety mat, and then I've used the custom circle, which is the large one with the green blade, and I've placed it centered in the middle, and I've cut that out. So that way that I can still use this as a, you know, as a mat for my photos in another project. And then what I've done was I've used one of the circle stickers and then use the foam skewers to lift it up to give that dimension. And this is a punch, the wavy punch, which punches out too, and I thought it blended well with in between the cruise ship, how you've got the waves, and then just a 4.5 by 6.5 variety map, which I've used on my page. So I'm going to show you how I created this border, and I am going to be using a different way than I've used it on this design. So to get started, you would need your Jumbo Circle, your blue blade, the cruise ship punch, a pencil and a ruler, your 13 by 13 inch cutting mat so you can cut out your circle. And today I'm going to be using a blue cardstock, and I will be using, if anybody's got any of these left, I will be using the Fab 2 designer paper to create with my layout today. So it shows you how you can use those designer papers in a different way. So what I'm going to do to start off with, I'm going to line up my 13 by 13 inch, I should say my 12 by 12 cardstock, and I want to place the Jumbo Circle centered in the middle, so that way that when I cut around with the blue blade, I've got even sides. So I want to cut with the blue blade on the outside and the inside. So I'm just going to cut that around on the outside and the inside. And now on the inside. So what I want to do is I want to remove the outer edge and the inside before moving the Jumbo Circle, just to make sure that I've got it completely cut before moving the Jumbo Circle. So that's all cut. So So I can put all that aside because we will not be using it, but you can use it for other future projects. And the jumbo circle we will not need again, so I can put that aside. So now I'm going to bring in my pencil and my ruler, and I want to mark at every 6 points, so up and across. You don't have to do a whole line, you can just do a small line up the top. So now I want to line up at every 30 degrees. So with the side that I am marking, I will use that as my back. So that way I'm not rubbing out little pencil marks. So remember that when you're cutting out your jumbo circle, the side that you want facing up on your page layout, do it on the reverse. Or if it's cardstock, you don't have to really worry about that. But if you just do a short line up the top, you can do it either way. So now that I've done my markings on my cardstock, I'm going to bring in the punch, and you want to mark your center point. So the punch measures at 2.5, so you want to mark it at the 1 1/4. So all I've done was it's got my pencil and then just done a little line on that mark. So it's easy to rub off, or you can just leave it there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get one of my lines, and you want that line on your paper or your cardstock to line up with the line that you've just marked. So just lining it up as best as you can, just like that, and then punch. So then you want to do that completely right around, is lining up your pencil mark with the line on the punch, keeping it nice and straight like so, and punch. So we're going to continue to do that all the way around until we've punched on every line. And punch. So just making sure that you have got it lined up correctly. So you want to line it up with that pencil line, with your pencil line. And the other thing to remember is over in this little corner here, making sure that you've only got a short gap. Otherwise you will be cutting into your little wavy sections there. So we're going to continue around, lining it up, making sure that it's all straight, and punch. You take your time doing this, you will get the perfect shapes going around in a circle. So we're going to continue on to our next one, just lining it up, a pencil line, and punch. We've got a couple more to go, so I'm going to continue that. So again, lining up with that pencil mark and punch. I'm going to continue on. Punch. We've got about 2 more to go. And last one, all you want to do is line up that pencil line, making sure that you've got even widths in between each one, like so, and then punch. So that's all we need the punch for. You can disregard that little circle, but if you want to use it, you can use it. So I'm just going to get rid of all my punch out. So I'm going to bring in my multi-purpose scissors now, and all I'm going to do is curve that edge to cut it off. I'm just going around, curving that edge and cutting it off. And in between each of those little waves there is another little notch that can be trimmed off if you want it to be trimmed off, or you can actually leave it. So as you can see here, there is another little notch. You can cut that off to make it like this, or you can just leave it. So you can actually do it like that, so it's got the separated waves, or leave the wave together. So at the moment I'm just going to leave that. And now what I'm going to do, just moving out the punch, I'm going to bring in my two Fab 2 pages. Just move out that punch so I've got enough room. So I've got my two Fab 2 pages, and what I want to do is I want to split this in the middle. So I think I want it like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut and then cut and then trim this. So now I've got the ship in the middle of my Fab 2 pages, joining them together. I will stick this down a little bit later when I trim in between each wave, but for now I just want it to sit in the middle, just like this. And then have my photos on either side. I am going to bring out the variety mats just to give you an example, just where I probably would place my photos. And in the variety mats you get a sort of little, you know, like journaling boxes, titles. So I like that title, but I'm not too sure at the moment. Or there's another one that you could cut out like I did on the previous one, and then use that as a backing for a mat on the photo. I do like this little title here. It's a little bit smaller, and what I can do with this one is I can cut, give it a nice decorative edge on either side, so the titles is a little bit smaller. I do like the colouring in that a lot better. I'm just going to place some out because I'm not sure of the structure of their vertical or landscape. So I know that I want to use that title. I'm not too sure where I might put that yet, but I will give it a nice decorative trim around the edges and make it a little bit smaller. This one here, with the color coordinates that are going into this page layout at the moment, I think I might use that for one of my photos. So, and just trim that 4x6 photo down to fit on that mat there. With a journaling box, I do like that, which I would cut that in half. Just seeing what else I have in the mats. So like going into the same color theme line of the wood effect. So I could use this is my journaling box, or I could use one of those, which will blend in nicely as well. So I might put that journaling box over there, or I might put it in the middle. Actually, I might put the journaling box in the middle. So as I said, undecided of which one I'm going to use. I think I might use that one there and just cut that at 3 inches. And then trying to find the next neutral color, and that's a 6x4. It's a little bit big. Might put that one there, maybe that one there, or I brought in some same blue cardstock that I used to punch out the boat. So I might cut out maybe a couple of 4x4s. And 6x4, because the blue will also blend in with the page, and then have it as that neutral color as well. So just getting all my bits and pieces up, sticking that back together. So it'd be something like that. Maybe this one here, I can just overlap on the boats just a tiny bit. The journaling box, which that would be 6, so I can cut that down to 3. And that can be in the middle. I might use that one there. I think I like the other one better, so I'm going to use that one there. And then we have a couple of, might put the title down here. We can do another 6x4 up in the corner. No, I think I might do the title up the top and then do a 4x4. So that would be up a bit, a 4x4. And then over here, I might do another 4x4 and a 6x4. So I'm going to give that a little bit of a decorative trim, so that would be up a little bit more. I might switch them around yet, depending on what it looks like. As you can see by now, you know, like you've got enough room for your photos. You can actually place more photos on this page if you like, and that's still giving that nice Fab 2 background of the beach theme look, and then you're out in sort of like the ocean a bit with the background sky. The other thing in my coastal shores that I have, there are some border strips, and I have some stickers also with that. So as you can see by the stickers, you've got some more little different stickers. You've got some border stickers. You've got other different titles that I can use on my page layout. And then I might incorporate, you know, the clouds with the seagulls. And that will also coordinate with my other page layout here when we went to visit the lighthouse. And I could use the lighthouse title also. So they are the stickers. And then with the border laser cuts, in these, there are, it's another little different things. I probably wouldn't use that. I do like that, but I probably wouldn't use it on this layout. And then you got the shells, which is pretty nice. You got some more crabs. You got the anchor. You got more waves in there. Then you got the shoreline, and then you have a fence, which would also look pretty nice on either side. So I've got a couple of options that I can work with once I get my photos printed and set everything out. But at the moment, I do like the effect that this is giving me. I like how it's all situated out. I like how my photos will be, and just checking the size if they're landscape or vertical, which is the other thing which I don't want to stick down at the moment, is because my photos could change. But I do like that concept using the Fab 2 page. It looks really nice. And then the other layout that I created was the one with the normal jumbo circle on the 1 page layout. So as you can see, there are 2 different layouts that can be created using the boat punch. You can use the boat on 1 page, or more on one side and less on the other. That could be another option, or just do a single page layout. And as I said, that's using the new punch, the cruise ship punch, that we came into a promo with the Boat Live papers, and today I've used the Coastal Shores. So I hope you liked my tutorial today of using the cruise ship punch or just the boat punch. It does look a little similar to a cruise ship or a boat, so it could be either one. And why don't you give it a go today? I love to see your designs. Other ways to keep in contact with me is through my Facebook or my Instagram page, which also has some different layouts that I create and put into the virtual crop, etc. And you'll find those links below in the description bar. So happy scrapping, everybody, and please remember to subscribe to my channel. Thank you.